What do we mean by the law of belief? Well, you see, your beliefs in yourself, the beliefs you have, direct related to the feelings you have. And those beliefs and feelings control all your actions. So you've got to start looking at all those beliefs, and those beliefs control you. They control your success. You have so many beliefs. You have beliefs in family. You got beliefs with friends. You got beliefs about work. You've got beliefs about money. You got beliefs about how you bring your kids up. You got beliefs about driving. You've got beliefs about so many things. You've got beliefs about your health. You've got beliefs about your food. Every one of those beliefs come together to control you. And that's what's made you who you are. I just want you to start thinking about the beliefs, your belief system. What do you believe in? Your beliefs are directly related to your feelings. So they create those feelings, and those feelings create your action point. So I want to just give you an example of that. One of the big beliefs that I've struggled with, and I know thousands of people have struggled with, and I've trained so many people over the years, is I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. And you see, when you have a belief that says I'm not good enough, what you do is you don't push yourself. You actually step backwards instead of stepping forwards. And that inner belief is what holds so many people back from greatness. Because if you look at our childhood, our upbringing, one of the things unfortunately happens is we get disciplined. I know I had a terrible challenge growing up because I had ADD, attention deficit disorder. I failed everything at school. I was no good. I was a nobody. I came last at class. So you get that stigma with you that even when I left, I thought there's no point me trying to go and achieve anything because I'm not good enough, because I haven't got those qualifications. And so that emotion sometimes holds you back, but it's a belief. But where did that belief come from? You could have a series of circumstances and events and things that happen to you over a period of time. And after a while, you buy that belief and you start living up to that belief. Just think about that, okay? And I just give you another example of a belief. You might have a belief that you're good at basketball, or you might have a belief that you're not good at basketball. It doesn't matter which one. If you believe you're good at basketball, guess what you want to do? You want to step forward and play basketball every time you can. If you believe you're not good at basketball and somebody says, hey, would you like to play a game of basketball? What do? You step back and say, no, it's not really my sport. I don't do it. So what's that belief? What's your belief? So I want you to start thinking about that right now. You see, your beliefs form a screen. As I am talking to you right now, there is an invisible screen between you and me. And everything I'm saying is being approved or disapproved by your belief system. So if I say you're not good enough, your belief system is either going to go, I don't agree with that. Or if he goes, I agree with that, it's going to let it in. So what I find is when I'm talking to most people, if there's any area in your life that you're not having any breakthroughs, you're not getting through, it's because you probably have a negative belief in that. So that's holding you back. So your beliefs will either empower you or they will imprison you and keep you from striving forward. So one of the first things to start that breakthrough is to start revisiting all those beliefs that you have about yourself. What is holding you back from greatness? What are those beliefs? And start doing. So what I want you to do right now is just a little exercise. I'm going to ask you to get your piece of paper now, and I want you to write down 3 things that are positive about you that you believe in. 3 things that are positive. I just write that now. Just start thinking about 3 things about you that you believe in you, whether you believe you're a good parent, whether you believe you're a good sports person. What are those beliefs that you have about you? Whether you believe you're good with people, you're a good listener. Write those 3 things down now. Let's start writing. And while you're doing that, the second thing I want you to do is I want you to write down 3 negative limiting beliefs that you have about yourself. I know one of the ones I see a lot of people share with is they don't like themselves. And you go, why? I love that caption of a pussycat looking in a mirror, and the pussycat's looking in the mirror like I have a mirror behind me here. Pussycat's looking in the mirror, but the pussycat can see a lion. Okay? Is that you? Or you're the one who looks in the mirror and you're a pussycat, but when you look in it, you see a mouse. You see, those beliefs are holding you back from greatness. So what are those limiting beliefs you have? I know one of the ones I had with myself, apart from I'm not good enough, is I was told that I was never going to make it. I should just go get a job in a factory. And after a while, you buy that belief and then you live up to those expectations of that belief. So what is that belief that you've got? And you've got to start this list. This is a list that's going to go on for a few days, for a week. Just start thinking about them. Look at each area of your life that you're struggling in, and then ask yourself, what is my actual belief in this? Another example, and you see this a lot in football. If you've got a football team and it's your team and you think it's the best team in the world, even if they've lost the last 10 matches, you still believe in them, you're committed to them, and you stand by them. And if somebody was just to say one word word about your team, you're ready to tear them down verbally and say, you don't understand my team, because that's your belief system. But that invisible screen will block all the messaging. But if I was to say something really positive about your team, what do? You just open the doors and you let all that in. So I've learned that your beliefs about life, your beliefs about work, your beliefs about family, your beliefs about what's right, what's wrong. What's your belief about money? I remember being told the money is not good for you. I remember asking my pastor once, and I said, I've heard, because it's in the Bible, that it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle. I remember hearing all that. I remember having a conversation with my pastor at the time, and he says, money is not evil, okay? It's the love of money that's evil. And he says, if you do things honestly and ethically, you can do it. What's your belief about money? Because sometimes, again, we don't chase success because we have certain beliefs that are holding us back. So I just want to share that. Write down those three things. And then I want you to start thinking about, how do you change a belief? How do you change it? It's not simple, because you think about how many times you've told yourself, I'm not good enough, or whatever that belief is, and repeat it again. I give you another belief. I'm not good at remembering names. As soon as you tell yourself, I'm not good at remembering names, guess what happens? Somebody tells you their name, and guess what your brain says? Your subconscious brain says, you're not good at remembering names. So it begins to erase the name. And a few minutes later, you go, sorry, what's your name? So that belief system is really going to empower you or imprison you. So if you are not in a good place right now, just start checking out your beliefs. Why? What have you bought? Have you bought a negative belief about what's happening to you and go, you know what? This is doom and gloom. I'm never going to get out of this mess. I'm going to be stuck in this situation. Or is your belief, I'm going to break through? And that's what the next 3 days is about. And the rest of today is giving you some more tools that you can use. So think about it. Have you written that list out? You've got to start writing those lists. It's amazing. When I start writing it, I started beginning to open up, and I think, and this is the other thing about, where did you get some of those beliefs from? You see, if you make a mistake and then you make the same mistake again, by the time you made it 2 or 3 times, guess what you say? I'm not doing that again. I'm not doing that. So work on your belief system. This is so important, and start working on beliefs that empower you. I'm going to share with you 2 beliefs I want you to write down now that are going to transform and change your life. The first one is, everything I touch is a success. The second one is, every experience is a success. And I just want you to learn and say that over and over again. Think of how many times you said those negative beliefs. You've got to start reaffirming yourself with positive. Everything I touch is a success. Everything I touch, I do it before I go into anything. I've done it today before I came on. I kept saying to myself, today's going to be a great day. Everything I touch is a success. Every experience is a success. So those are 2 tools. If you have a negative belief, the way you change that belief is just to turn it into a positive. So if you go, I'm not good enough, turn it back into, I am good enough. See, nobody's better. Keep saying this. Nobody's better than you. We're brought up in a society where we're told people are better than us. And then that creates a class system, instead of understanding that the people ahead of you. If somebody's got a fast car or a nice car and you haven't got one, they're just ahead of you. They're not better than you. We're all human beings. I believe we were all born special, and we were all born, we've just got to learn to bring it out. And that's what you need to do, is give you the tools. And that's not something they teach you in school. So look, the law of belief says that whatever you believe with feelings becomes your reality, whether it's true or false. So if you believe in something, even though it's not true about you, it's going to be true for you. So you've got to question your beliefs. Whatever you believe with feelings, okay, with emotion, whatever you believe with that emotion becomes your reality. That's the law of belief. I'm going to go on to the second law. And the second law is the law of cause and effect. I love this law because it just keeps everything simple in life. It says, for every effect, there is a cause. So you can apply this. So if you are happy, something causes it. If you are unhappy, something is causing it. If you're doing great, something is causing it. If you're not doing great, something is causing it. Don't take it personal. Just understand, what is it? See, I'll see somebody go, they have a headache and then they take headache tablets. So they've understood, I've got a headache. What do you do? I take headache tablets. The headache goes away. A few days later, they get another headache. They take some more headache tablets. And they never stop. That's the effect. I've got a headache. But what is actually causing the headache? If you don't find out what's causing it, you can't stop the headaches. So you've got to look at cause and effect. So I'll give you again another example and start thinking about all this. If somebody's got a big house, we talked about the numbers. What has caused them to get that home? Not they're better than you. So you've just got to, I keep going on to the cause. If you are experiencing something right now, and we have had tough 12, 18 months with the lockdowns, with all the things we've had to go through, just think about it. And we might have a state of mind, might be processing things, but if you don't feel, then you go, what's causing me to not feel great? What's What's causing me when I look in the mirror? I love that song, Man in the Mirror from Michael Jackson. If you want to change the world, just look in the mirror and make that change. You see, all the successes are not out there. All the successes in here. When I understood that and I started spending more time working on myself on the inside, that's when I began to get real success. And that's what the next 3 days is all about, is working on that. So the law of cause and effect. So if you have a desired effect you want, you've got to find yourself what is causing it. Just think about that. What is causing it? The third law is the law of control. And the law of control says that your happiness is directly related to the amount of control you have in your life. So when you are in control of a situation, you're happy, you're positive, you're confident. When you're out of control, you feel insecure. I'll give you another example. Have you seen somebody who gets car sickness when they're not driving, but when they drive, they don't have car sickness? Because when they're driving, they're in control. When they're not driving, they're not in control. So if you got any areas of life that you're struggling with, just step back and say, where have I lost control? What's holding me back from that success or excitement or happiness, whatever? The law of control. So 3 laws: the law of belief, the law of cause and effect, and the law of control. And I'm just going to finish this session with a short story. And the story is about a wise man who used to hold court, and all the villagers would come once every month and come and ask for his wisdom. And there was this young man, he had a goal that what he was going to do, he was going to be smarter than the wise man. He was going to show the wise man up. So what he did, he created a plan that he was going to get a bird. He was going to put the bird in his hand. And when the time came for him to speak to the wise man, he's going to go up to the wise man and ask the wise man, is the bird alive or is it dead? The wise man says the bird is alive. He was actually going to kill the bird. And if the wise man said the bird was dead, he would let the bird fly. So his time came. He was going to show that he was wiser than the wise man. He came up to the wise man and he said, sir, I have a bird in my hand. Is it alive or is it dead? And the wise man looked at him for a few seconds. And then he says, my son, it is as you will it. It's up to you. You see, the message there is your life is in your hands. Are you squeezing the goodness out of you, or are you going to open it and let it fly? You see, when he says as it will, it's your belief. What's your belief? Are you squeezing yourself out? I'm not good enough. I should have done this. I know better. I should have known better. You cannot change the past, but you can change today and you can change the future. It's as you will it. Your life is in your hands.